We are at the Hilton Moorea Lagoon Resort and Spa.
Moorea is one of our favorite islands in the world, and we can't wait to tell you all about our stay and everything you need to know before you book. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Max.
I'm Marin.
And we're Voyager Guru. We post weekly videos with travel tips, hotel reviews, and videos from some of our favorite destinations around the world. So if you don't already, consider subscribing. And of course, if you like this video, make sure to give us a thumbs up. It really helps our videos get more exposure and produce more videos just like this. So let's jump right into our review. Our first category is location.
Location, we rate 5 stars. The Hilton Moorea is located on a pristine lagoon, and it's amazing. We get both the sunrise and the sunset here.
This is actually our third time to the island Moorea, our second time staying here at the Hilton, and we've come here for dinner multiple times, and it's honestly, it's a beautiful and stunning property on an incredibly gorgeous lagoon. And one of the big advantages of this lagoon is it's located in between the two main bays of Moorea, and so both directions that you look, you have this gorgeous backdrop of a stunning ridgeline, an open bay. There's always beautiful sailboats hanging out, sometimes even cruise ships. It's just such a beautiful location.
A lot of the activities that are run from Moorea actually start at the dock at the Hilton, and that makes it a really convenient location if you're doing any excursions.
One of the best parts about this location is that they have a lot of marine life right down underneath the jetty, so located directly next to the overwater bungalows here. Over the years, they've built up a lot of coral in this area, and from the first time we came about 4 years ago, it is amazing how much it's changed here. There's actually a significant amount more marine life, which is fantastic to see because what they're doing in terms of coral restoration and coral growth is really working. And one of the best parts is that you can just snorkel around your bungalow. You don't actually have to go on an excursion anywhere. You can just do that right here.
It's also located about 20 minutes from the ferry port in Moorea. Cabs can be quite expensive here. It does cost $50 to take a taxi from the ferry port to the hotel. The hotel does organize rides to and from for about $30 if you're sharing a transfer.
One of our recommendations if you are going to be on Moorea for a little while is to go watch our video about the top 3 things to do in Moorea. But other than that, we also recommend renting a car if you're going to be going out and doing more excursions because, again, transportation is quite expensive. Renting a car is not cheap, but if you're going to be going out at least on one-way trip approximately a day, then it's a better deal to get a car. Our second category is lobby and check-in.
Lobby and check-in, we rate 3.5 stars. The lobby itself is quite understated, and when you pull up, you are greeted by the front desk and a nice lounge area overlooking the property.
They did offer us a welcome drink at check-in. It was fresh squeezed pineapple. There's actually a pineapple factory that's pretty close by here, so it's a really nice local thing that they do. It's a non-alcoholic beverage, but it was also in a plastic cup, and part of that is because of Hilton's clean stay policies. It would be nice to see them bring glass back though.
In terms of the information that was provided at check-in, we felt it was really thorough, and the check-in agent explained everything about the property, opening times to restaurants, and where everything was located while we were checking in. So that experience was really nice.
One area where it was a little bit disjointed is it feels like they're severely understaffed, which we'll talk a little bit more about during service. We were helped to our room by a very nice gentleman who was one of the security guards, so it did cause a little bit of a delay while we were waiting for somebody to assist us with our bags. But overall, the check-in experience went very smoothly, and as Marin mentioned, the check-in agent was incredibly friendly and just gave us so much great information about the property. Our third category is rooms.
Rooms rate 3.5 stars. The Hilton offers a number of different room types on property, including garden bungalows, bungalows with plunge pool, and the overwater bungalows. Today we're in an overwater bungalow. It's very similar to the one we stayed in 4 years ago, and we absolutely love being overwater in general.
The rooms here are fairly sizable for overwater bungalows. They have a really nice patio, a big swim lounge. We did find the furniture to be a little bit strange. It would be really nice if they could add some cushions to the furniture outside to make them a little bit more comfortable. But in general, you have a really nice outdoor space.
We do also have a fully stocked mini bar. It is complimentary and it is refilled once a day. It includes 2 beers, some sodas, juices, as well as water. And there is a Nespresso-like machine which produces fantastic coffee, and that is also refilled once a day. Despite the front desk not offering glassware for the check-in drink, the room does actually have real glassware. We had champagne flutes, wine glasses, including espresso cups and coffee cups. So it was kind of a strange mix of the check-in experience with these amazing glasswares in the room. We also love the bathroom. There is a pass-through between the room and the bathroom, so you do have the view when you are in the bathroom. There is a privacy shade that can be pulled down, so it's not entirely closed off from the main room, but there is that slight bit of privacy if you need that in the bathroom. There's a huge rain shower, which I think is an amazing addition to the room, as well as a freestanding tub. They have Crabtree and Evelyn products, which are extremely high-end products to have in this hotel. hotel, and they're restocked every day.
Overall, the room is very comfortable. It's a very nice big bed, and there's a lot of interesting natural lighting in here where you have windows on all sides. You have a more traditional style wooden shutter that you can open completely to the outside. So there's a lot of nice things about this room. One observation we will make though, having come here before, is that they did do a slight refresh of the rooms where I think they tried to modernize them a little bit. They painted a lot of the previous furniture that had been more of a traditional brown style to a gray, and they refinished a lot of things in the room. I'm not sure that that type of refresh is exactly what this hotel needed. I feel like it made the rooms slightly more sterile in terms of a style perspective, and some of the elements that they've introduced to the rooms, like some of the lights, while they'd be great in a room in Hong Kong or New York, seem a little bit out of place in this room. I don't think that the style in the rooms completely drives with the rest of the property or even with the rest of the room necessarily. So I think that's one thing that I'd really like to see them work on a future renovation.
I do love that they kept the hole in the floor. There's a beautiful glass bottom floor that's actually quite sizable, and you can watch the fish, the rays, the sharks if you're lucky swim by, and that's a really nice experience.
Because of all the years of coral development, they've pretty much developed a piece of coral underneath almost every single bungalow's little glass floor here, and so it's very likely that you are able to see something underneath your bungalow, which is just a great feature to have when you're in one of these amazing overwater bungalows.
We've seen a lot of people that do split stays here between garden rooms for part of the stay and the overwater for the other part of the stay. One recommendation we have is if you're going to do a split stay, start in the garden view or the plunge pool bungalow and then move up to the overwater bungalow. We've also seen a lot of people come and try and change their reservation halfway through their stay when they realized they were moving out of the overwater back onto land. So that's just a little pro tip.
If you stay in the overwater bungalow first, you're not gonna wanna leave and go back to the garden bungalow. It's just never gonna be the case. So always make sure in any split stay you do anywhere, always do the lesser option first and then the more luxurious higher end option after. Whether you're switching hotels, switching rooms in a hotel, that's typically how we plan our trips. Our fourth category is service.
Service we rate 3.5 stars. That's not to say that the staff were anything less than extremely hospitable and amazingly authentic and kind. The service does lack a lot of refinement and there is a lot of understaffing at this property.
They have many staff members here that have been here for a number of years, 14, 15 plus years. And it's amazing to see those people still here, still engaged in the brand. But it is very recognizable that they know themselves that the brand has changed over the years and that service in particular is one of those areas that has taken a little bit of a hit, and largely because of the fact that they don't quite have enough staff to offer the same type of service amenities that they did before. I think a really good example of this is Turndown. They no longer offer Turndown here, and though that could be part of Hilton's corporate reasons, it does also seem like it's just part of the general staff.
We did have amazing interactions with staff here. A lot of them speak perfect English, they're very kind, very helpful, and we had relatively quick service at the restaurants and great service overall. We did notice, however, that some people, either they were right next to us or in the same restaurant, did not have the same service experiences. For example, missing drinks or food that never arrived. So it does seem to be a little bit hit and miss.
In general, one difference between the property this time versus the property when we were here last time, I think is that tipping really felt expected last time, whereas here it didn't feel so much as expected. However, it did appear that what got you better service was just simply engaging with the staff, saying hello to them, saying goodbye, trying to thank them in Tahitian. That type of engagement seemed to gain a lot more favor than tipping would. I think for particular guests that they do get along with and they build a relationship with, they're willing to go above and beyond on certain service aspects.
Overall, it's very clear that the staff that are here are doing the best job they can to help you with everything, whether that's going outside of what their job responsibilities traditionally would be, or if they're just going above and beyond to be nice to you.
We've seen security guards be bellmen, maintenance people, help with wait staff. We've seen pretty much everything while we've been here on the 2 days of this property. And so it's nice to see that they're holding it together. However, it would be really nice to see some of the corporate restrictions lifted and have this property get back to some of the service that it originally had. Our fifth category is dining.
Dining we rate 4 stars. Overall, we've had great dining experiences on property, particularly when ordering Tahitian dishes like poisson cru and grilled fish.
While those dishes have been great, I do think that there's a limited number of traditional Polynesian dishes that you can actually order from the menu. And so when we could, we did try to order those items, and like you would expect, they were better than some of the other options on the menu. It would be nice to see them bring some of the more local dishes as well as the freshly caught fish that you can get here on the island.
We did have a chance to try the creperie while we were here. The creperie is an overwater restaurant, and there are constantly sharks and rays and billions of fish floating right around the creperie, and that was a really nice experience. They have excellent savory crepes, even better sweet crepes, and they do have a specialty cider that you can purchase with the crepes that just make a really nice combination.
On previous trips, even when we haven't been staying at this hotel, we have come to the hotel to enjoy a crepe at that crepe bar because it is such a cool experience with all of the sharks that at night that come in looking for their own dinner, it's great to be able to just have that experience at that great bar. I think it's a highlight. If you're just going to Moorea and you're staying at another hotel or a nearby pension, it's 100% worth coming and checking out.
They do also serve a full buffet breakfast on property. If you do have Hilton Gold or above, you do have access to the continental version of the buffet, so basically anything that's not a hot item. If you are paying for the buffet or have breakfast included in your rate, you do have access to the full buffet, including an omelet station, pancakes, etc.
I actually thought breakfast was pretty good. In general, most of the things were pretty consistent every day, and the omelet was one of the better omelets that we've had since we've been here in French Polynesia.
They do have a number of gluten-free breaded items as well, like gluten-free brioches and croissants and breads, which I thought was a really nice touch. They do also offer a number of juices, coffee, water, sparkling water, fruits, etc.
One slightly strange thing on this property was that they weren't willing to give you tap water at any of the restaurants, which almost every other hotel we've gone to in French Polynesia has been willing to give you tap water. It's your choice whether or not you choose to drink the tap water or not. It felt like a corporate imposed process that was here just because it was ticking off a box and not necessarily because it made any sense.
They do also offer a happy hour every day from 5 to 6 p.m. It's buy one drink, get one free, which is a great option. Cocktails are quite expensive here, around 20 to 25 US dollars. They do, however, have very reasonable wine and beer prices in general outside of the cocktail hour. We were able to get a glass of wine for around $6 to $9, so if you're not into cocktails, that is also a great option.
Our sixth category is facilities.
Facilities we rate 4.5 stars. The hotel certainly has everything you need for a beach vacation, including snorkel gear, kayaks, and paddle boards. They also have a spa, a fitness center, a tennis court, and beach and pool service.
Located just next to property, they also have a scuba center where they run dive trips out of. They have one of the main docks here, as we mentioned in location before.
They do also offer motorized activities like jet skis. We saw tons of people taking advantage of the jet skis, and you can go all around the lagoon, and it is just the perfect place to do water sports. There's also amazing snorkeling right off the overwater bungalows or right off the beach if you're in a beach villa, and the snorkeling is amazing. There's so many fish. There's raised sharks, triggerfish, moray eels right under our bungalow, and we've heard that you can even see dolphins off in the distance at certain times of year.
One thing to note about the facilities is that they are all a bit aging. It does seem like things are starting to get a little bit older, and some of the really nice things that they had before, while the paddleboards still are very nice, they don't seem to be the same quality of paddleboard that they had before. They used to have these like wood-laid Hilton branded paddleboards. I think once those got old, they just kind of transferred to a different paddleboard. But it's things like that that I think are kind of representative in general of some of the decisions that the property have made that seem to make it feel like a less luxurious experience.
There's also a really nice pool area on property. It's kind of the central point of the hotel. A lot of people hang out there and on the beach, and they do serve drinks and food at the pool and beach.
The beach is quite nice. It's a really nice white sand beach. You can snorkel directly off it and head off under the overwater bungalows and into the lagoon. They also have palapas, and that's where one of the main restaurants is as well. So if you're hanging out at the beach, you can just go straight to the restaurant, grab a drink, grab lunch. It's really convenient.
They do also have 2 shops on property. They have a boutique store with very reasonable prices, as well as a Robert Wan jewelry store, which is a higher end jewelry company. But it's really nice to be able to have those 2 options because outside the gates of the hotel, there's not too many shops or restaurants within walking distance. They do also have a spa on property. It looks to be recently refreshed as well, and they do offer a limited set of massages and body wraps at this time.
Our 7th and final category is style.
Style we rate 3 stars. There are aspects of the property that we really do like, particularly elements that were left over from the original property.
In general, as we mentioned with rooms, it does seem like some of the things that they've done in a refresh to maybe modernize the hotel by adding a quick coat of paint didn't quite do the right thing to the style aspect of it. And in an effort to refresh, it actually makes the property look even a little bit older than when it was trying to maintain a more traditional Tahitian Polynesian style. I think that's one of the areas that some quick decisions may have gotten them in a little bit of trouble in terms of the overall style of the property. There are still some great aspects with large tikis in the lobby and traditional paintings and a lot of floral prints in certain areas, but it does certainly seem like on the next renovation, we'd really like to see them up the level of style, bring in more of that Polynesian feel. Even if they want to modernize it, I think there's a really nice way that they can do that, and we've seen other hotels on our trip do that already. I think that would be something that we'd really like to see on our next trip here.
Overall, we rate this property 3.9 stars. We've had an amazing time here. It's been so relaxing, and it's always amazing to come back to Moorea. If you know what to expect going into the hotel, you're gonna have an amazing time.
If you're headed to French Polynesia and headed to Bora Bora, Moorea is not an island to be missed. It's one of our favorite islands, and still after visiting several other Polynesian islands, including Bora Bora, we still find it to be our favorite island of all the ones we've been to. So definitely worth checking out.
So if you like this video, be sure to give us a thumbs up.
And of course, if you don't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button. We're gonna be coming out with many more videos from here in French Polynesia. Hit that bell notification and you'll be alerted when when we post those videos.
If you followed us on Instagram, you would have already seen the entire story unfold in our stories and on our feed, so if you don't already, please go follow us at Voyager Guru.
Lastly, if you are booking a trip here to French Polynesia, be sure to go check out our website at voyagerguru.com, where we have full destination guides for all of the locations we go, all of our hotel reviews, and travel tips for each location.
So, as always, I'm Marin.
And I'm Max.
And we're Voyager Guru. See you out there.
Nana.
Nana.